Sovonix, welcome to the second episode of DUPOGCAST, the definitely unbiased podcast of Gucci and storyline talent. A lot of stuff happened in the past week. It's the second episode, so we got plenty of stuff to talk about. We'll first go through a quick update from all things Gucci. And later in the episode, we have a very special guest here and a top lane specialist to assist us in what is happening in the SLE and give us a rundown with his expertise on top lane to make a top laner tier list. But first, let me also welcome my lovely co-hosts, Savage, Mikis, and Sovonix. How are you guys?
Oh, I am so... I was going to say I'm good, but I guess after yesterday's games, I'm not so good, fortunately, for Gucci. Our other teams are doing great as well, so there is that. But yeah, I'm great.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
Yo, I also agree with Adrian. Yesterday was the darkest day in Gucci's SLE history, but the sun it is rising anyways, and we do live on, and our teams will definitely bounce back.
Yeah, well, it is just Mondays, isn't it? So, but we can just continue to look Gucci teams because it all just doesn't fall when we are not performing that well initially, and I'm sure we can bounce back. But we got plenty of other teams that are also played past week, and let's just go through some of these right here. I think, Mikis, you are most aware of what's happening in the NLC team here. Can you give us a quick update there?
Yeah, absolutely. NLC's team has been screaming a lot these days. Actually, they're finding themselves more and more time to do so, trying out coaches. And there's a lot of progress with that team, I believe. And this week, actually, it's not yet confirmed, but I'd say it's 90% sure that we're going to play another NLC, our second NLC match on Sunday. So looking forward for that one.
Yeah, fantastic. And then at the same time, the passion project from Sovonix in the Valence League is also still ongoing, right?
Yeah, ongoing indeed. In the Valence League, they will actually be playing their upcoming official game this week, straight after this podcast at 7 p.m. today. I don't know if that is being streamed. I don't know if we have scope to stream it from our side, but yeah, that will be on later, coming soon. So yeah, they have one win. I think they've got 2 losses, I think. But yeah, it's looking all right. They've replaced their top laner. So Richie is out, and they've brought in a player called Tortoga, who is also part of their friend group, and excited to see him play later on.
All right, really cool. That's probably some IRL stuff happening because these friends, it's so fun to watch them play. Actually, I'm listening in on the comments there. It's great to see a different bracket of skill play and just how they perceive the game. It's really fun. And yeah, then we've got here as well on the bottom left here the SLE. It's a bit dark today, but yeah, the darkest day in Gucci history. Maybe that's some history that you guys can clarify for the people listening in.
Yeah, well, we have never gone. I think we have never had a winless week in Gucci's history in SLE. I think even when one of the teams went 0-2, other team was able to pick up at least one win. But yesterday was something else. Not only we went 0-4, we also lost to Linus for the first time, which is absolutely terrible. But how do you feel about it, Adrian?
I mean, listen, I'm happy for Linus because
yeah, of course,
obviously. I think, I mean, I might be wrong, but I know he's been yearning for this victory against us for a long time. He's finally been able to do it. It's great for him, but from our side, yeah, that is rough. First ever week where we've never won a game, and let alone from the fact that we're known to be quite a dominant team in the league, so going winless in a day is it's pretty rough. It's well below our expectations, but I'm sure Flo today he'll be able to fix the ship and turn it around. I trust him completely. But yeah, definitely not our brightest hour in the SLE. But yeah, fortunately, there is a team that is doing very well in a much more competitive league. So yeah.
Yeah, the Swedish online league is having a really good standing there. They're at the top of the table so far. Still lots of matches to be going, but they're looking to improve every week as well. So I think we can move on to the Swedish online. Here, I think, Mikis, you actually had some more details here to share with this team as well.
Yeah, well, when they started off, I think they lost their first match, but ever since they have been on a winning streak. I think they're 4-2 right now in their league, on top in the table, and I think there has been some absolutely pop-off games. We streamed some of it on Gucci as well. So yeah, this team is scaling. This team is scaling up. It's basically the SLE champion Yin squad, and they're finally getting in their groove.
Yep. And well, it's the Yin team that won the SLE, and they've got Rain D instead of Kim Jensen, obviously, because they need to satisfy that 3 Swedish player requirement. And speaking of the guy, he made a beautiful play in their recent game against Curlew's Esports, which well, I do have a clip of that, so I'm just gonna quickly play that, and we can check out the boys' pentakill.
Also, the Smolder really...
Baron gonna get started up.
Well, Baron does get started up. Jo already getting himself into the mix of the fight, and that's a massive ultimate coming out from Rain D. One is gonna fall, there goes 2, just as we said. The Smolder is going to start popping off. Elder Dragon, no, that's a Smolder. Rain D gonna pick up his 4th kill of the game. This could be the pentakill coming in for the new mid laner of Gucci. Pentakill for Rain D off the back end of that team fight. Smolder mid lane, Swedish man of Gucci is gonna pick up the pentakill.
And what a beautiful play he makes here.
It was a great pentakill here. I was speaking to Rain D, I think last week it was somewhere, and he's been kind of going on an improvement trajectory for himself. He's having a blast actually joining the I guess former Yin squad, and he's been saying that he's been having to step up his game, facing some really difficult mid laners in the Swedish league, but he's finding himself his role and trying to be the thorn in the enemy's side. And you saw it here where he did it with the what is it? Was it a bird? Was it an elder dragon? No, it was a smolder to get himself that first pentakill. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, love to see it indeed, and it was super cool. I love seeing that man's progress. And I mean, Mikis, have you got anything to say about Rain D's pentakill there?
Yeah, a skilled player can make Smolder look absolutely disgusting, and right there, just the damage was insane. And I have to acknowledge Sheffer with the beautiful Seraphine play, setting it all up. But yeah, well played by Rain D. First pentakill for SOL squad, I believe, in that league.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the thing about Rain D. Wait. What was that?
Hey guys.
Oh my god, KAYZMAYZ! Oh, it's a bit of an entrance, wasn't it? Welcome KAYZMAYZ to the Gucci podcast, the DUPOGCAST.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's great. It's so nice to have you. And last night we were actually going through options for guests, and you're someone who we've never really spoken to. We've spoken to a lot of SLE players, so I'm super excited to have you. And yeah, we want to kick off the conversation. I believe Mikis, you can get this one going.
Yeah, excited to talk to KAYZMAYZ, and he's a player that we actually know for a long time, even before he has cemented his name in the SLE, right? Before he debuted in SLE, we actually played against this guy, and I just want to talk to him about some of those times, recall some of those memories. But a good question I always have, I feel like, and there's always a great story, is KAYZMAYZ, how did you even pick up League of Legends, and what was your first champion that you said you played? Was it Sion?
It's been a fucking long time since I started playing League. I think like most of us, I think I was just a wee lad in school, and a friend of mine talked to me and said, "Oh yeah, I'm playing this new cool game, League of Legends. Do you want to play with me?" And now it's 10 years after, and I'm still addicted to this piece of. Sorry, I mean, really good game.
Yeah, and what was your first champion? Do you actually remember?
Actually, in my very first game, I think I played Warwick, and I didn't know shit about anything. Like in the pre-game lobby, people said like bots and top and stuff, and I thought like, oh yeah, why are there bots in my game? What? Am I not playing with humans? And I built like the old Hunter's Machete, the thing that built into Wooglet's lantern or something. It was a lantern. And I didn't know anything, and I just ran into towers.
Yeah, I think my first champion is actually Sejuani, which is absolutely no reason why I picked it. It doesn't even look cool. And I think for Adrian it was Alistar because it had a cool sounding name. But yeah.
No, actually, because I really like Greek mythology, and I was like, oh my god, Minotaur. So that's why I picked Alistar.
Yeah, I see. But Mr. Maze, why Scion then? And what has brought you to this champion? Why is this your signature champion?
Actually, before I started maining Scion, I mean, when I started playing, there was the old Scion, and the old Scion was like, I don't know what kind of champion he was. I never played him. I just played the new Scion. I first mained Braum, and I just didn't know how to play League and stuff, and I just stood before my carries and blocked sketchers and stuff, and that worked out for me till I got to like Plat. But then I started to like get more into League and really try to improve and stuff, and started maining top lane. First, I played like Aatrox and stuff in Tryndamere, and then at some point the new Scion came out, and I was like, "Huh, that champion looks kind of fun," and I started playing him. And I never stopped. That's the whole story basically.
Playing him since day one of rework?
I think not exactly day one, but like I started at least in the month that he came out.
That's crazy. Origin stories. Nice.
I remember when you joined SLE, I presented you as one of Europe's top 5, top 10 Scion players in the whole server, and
my God, yeah.
I actually completely made that one up. I never saw any League of skill graphs, any kind of that stuff. But have you ever checked actually what's your like rank between Europe Scions?
Oh my god, no, it's been a very long time. Actually, nowadays I'm more of a casual player than anything. I play mostly ARAMs and stuff, or like 5 or flex games with friends.
Do you insta-lock the sign if you get it?
Actually, at the moment I'm kind of more of a Volibear OTP, which you can also see in like the bands that I'm getting in the SLE, like everyone bans Volibear. I think just as Los Moreto told in the last episode of the podcast, just ban Volibear.
I guess people were listening in.
I skipped through it as I noticed yesterday that I would be on this podcast.
Yeah, and the first time we actually met you, as Gucci, when we were introduced to you, was during a scrim against Black Manta in Season 3. They subbed you in. And I think you played Jungle Scion or some dumb thing like that. And go ahead.
I play Scion everywhere. Like I played ADC with center support. I play support. I play jungle. I had a short time last season. I think you can also play it in this season, where I played Demonic Embrace Scion mid lane into tank.
Wait, does he have AP scaling?
Yeah, on his E and his W.
Oh my god.
And I think you can also do this season with Riftmaker. It should honestly even be better than last season. You just have to hit your E, and like if you hit like 3 or 4 E's, you can just all in the enemy with your ultimate if it's a control mage, and they just die.
Yeah, that's interesting. But do you actually remember that scrim against us back in Season 3 or not?
I actually think I remember it.
Are we talking season 4 League of Legends? Or
No,
season-
no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I remember that scream. That was terrifying.
We were so salty about. We were like, "What's the point of this game? We're not ever gonna play against Cyan in the jungle, anyways." And then Black Manta like kind of championed that they defeated us in a scrim, and we were like, "Yeah, but you defeated us with like a master Cyan jungle player. Like, what is this result even? Like, it makes no sense."
I don't think I ever even hit Diamond. I think my peak was back then where Emerald didn't exist, and I was like Plat 1 ATLP or something, and I was just like, nah, I don't care anymore about solo queue. I'm just gonna stop playing.
Yeah, but fast forward, by now you are one of SLE's veterans, you know, and you have a lot of experience against facing many kinds of top laners. From your experience, which top laner was the hardest to face in SLE?
Oh, the first thought in my mind obviously is Zenj. I fucking love that guy. The moment like the first time I played against him was in a scrim or something, and I just got my head fucking kicked in, man. I couldn't do shit, and I was just like motivated from that point on to like try to improve and like beat Zenj in whatever games would come in the future. And I think I actually managed to improve a little bit and kind of give a fight at least to Zenj in the lane. And I'm kind of proud of that. I also want to shout out Ant. That guy plays fucking everything on top lane. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and talking about Zenj, we've heard a lot from Yin's squad, right, about their finals experience, but of course you didn't get the losers interview and stuff. What was the season 5 finals from your point of view? You were so close to being SLE champions, some unfortunate Baron steals, and I think you even almost pushed down the Nexus single-handedly that game 4. So how was it? What was your point of view of that finals?
Actually, I kind of regret that I'm not like more adventurous on my item builds from that final game, because I think if I just build Nash's Tooth on Volibear in that game, I can just finish at some point. But of course we were kind of heartbroken after the game, because we were like 2 games ahead. We just had to win one more game, and then after the Baron steal in the third game, we just kind of deflated, if we want to make a balloon elegy.
Yeah.
But we are hopeful for this split, and we think we can take it home in this one.
Absolutely, I think you're one of the favorites this split. And during this split, is there like the final question? Is there any top laner you really want to face?
Like I said, I really like Ant. I want to play against Ant. I also want to get revenge against Shorty. At the end of last season, I played against him, and he bullied my Cyan with Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser is such a shit matchup for Cyan, and I really want to win a lane against him.
Nice.
I see. Thanks for this quick interview. I love your answers and love your energy, and I think we can transition into the next segment.
Yeah,
we can totally move on. Mostly be the moderator. He's not watching that much SLE anymore, just maybe the hype matchups or the Gucci matches, and I'll partake more as an analyst, I guess. And we obviously have our expert KAYZMAYZ to determine what are the best top laners are in the league, because the highest of honors is obviously if they can beat your Sion. So let's start it off with the tier list for the top laners of the SLE.
Yes, let's kick it off indeed. And thank you, Algren, for letting me host this one. As you said, not too well informed about the SLE right now, but you guys definitely are. So we're going to kick this off. Firstly, the tiers. Top tier can beat KAYZMAYZ Sion. Now, this doesn't mean you are the top, but it means that you've beaten him. So you could end up in Black Lotus tier, but you could also end up in KAYZMAYZ Sion if he feels like he can beat you. There's GOAT, there's good, there's average, there's Black Lotus, because, you know, That's looking pretty rough. And then there's worst, and I've used a doo-doo icon for that. So we're going to kick this off, and we've got a strong player to start this one off with. God of Hacks of Eternal Blizzard. Guys, break this one down for me. Where are we putting him?
I think I can immediately say that I think this might be one of the SLE GOATs already. He's made Team of the Week. He's looked incredibly strong so far. I think the only argument I would have against him is that he might not be the best tank player because he's just going for the carries, but I think he's really good at them. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I would put him instantly to GOAT.
But can we really rate him as a top laner if he played 2 times Cassio top?
Fair. But I mean, Cassio can be played top lane. I've seen Ryze top lane as well, you know, and now we've got TF top lane as well. Mid laners are making their way to the top lane. So and it's I think that is just what makes him for me a GOAT top laner, just because he can pull out so many champions. Like if he has R5, I think it's just almost impossible to draft against him and predict what he's gonna get.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, KAYZMAYZ, what do you got?
I think I would have put him in good, but I can also see GOAT. I was like between these two.
Yeah.
I just always think of him as in support.
So for you, you'd want to see more of him before you put him into GOAT. Basically.
Yeah, but I think you can also make a good point for GOAT. He had a really good performance.
One more argument then maybe, because you see him as a support and he's played the entire last split as a support, to be able to transition to one of the higher ranked top laners immediately, isn't that a sign that this guy is improving so fast and he should be
For sure.
Yep. No, that's definitely a good argument. But because you two are torn, and there is another host here, Mikas, are you going to be the tiebreaker? Where are you putting God of Hacks?
I mean, for me, GOAT means something else. I think God of Hacks still needs some accolades and some success in playoffs to be on that level. So I would lean towards good.
Okay, so good for God of Hacks. I think a decent rating when you take into account that he's but yeah, next on the list is yours truly. It is Wacky Rates' KAYZMAYZ. Now, KAYZMAYZ, obviously, I'm sure you could beat yourself, so we won't put you on there.
Oh no!
What did I just say? What did I just say? I didn't mean like that. But yeah, Mikas, Algren, I'll leave it to you because we don't want any bias here. But yeah, Algren, you can kick this one off.
Oof, I have to kick it off. I kicked off the last one. I wanted to take a passive approach to this one, but no, I think you're for sure like he's at the top of the table. But I have like it's troubling for me to say if it's GOAT or good, because yeah, I think he brings so much to his team in a way that he can just lock in a Sion and just not really lose the lane. And even if he does, he's still so valuable for his team. But like when I look at GOATs, I always look at like players that bring in so many different styles. That's why I'm.
I mean, for me, the playoffs KAYZMAYZ had last season, he was absolutely incredible. He's not only a Sion player; he has a solid champion pool. It's not even possible to ban him out anymore. And I think he's definitely in the GOAT tier. And he also was part of the team of the playoffs. So. Yeah, this guy, our guest, I think, is one of the most reliable players in SLE we have right now.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, you're so cute.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that's literally just because he's in the call with us. But congratulations on your... No, I'm joking. Congratulations on your GOAT tier. As we move on to a familiar face for us, it is Black Flag Sailors Linus. Next up on the list, where are we putting the man of the SLE?
Oh yeah, just into worst. I'm kidding.
Oh man. No, I want Mikas to start on this one. It's the SLE co-owner, right?
Yeah. I feel like Linus in past splits, he was in a bit of a slump. I remember in the show matches, he looked very bad before the last split. Then he joined Vitagen, and he was instantly benched after kind of. They didn't even. I think there was a rumor that he lost that first series, and someone in Vitagen was like, "You're not playing again for us," which was just pretty brutal in my opinion. But fair enough. It's their team. But right now, the first Super Week, Linus had a great Super Week. I think he bounced back quite clearly. He even whipped out his famous Ilawi. So I would not put him in the GOAT. I would put him in the good for sure. But it's on you guys mostly here.
Yeah, KAYZMAYZ, have you faced him in a scrim yet?
Actually not. I mean, we're close friends, so I'm pretty up to date with like how it's going for him and stuff. And like after the long tentacle change, it's like people are just fucking scared of his Eloy, man.
Yeah, they are.
It's really funny. I actually still think I could beat him with Zion, so sadly not can beat KAYZMAYZ Zion, but I would actually make the case for the GOAT. Because if you're forcing bans for like such a specific champion like Ilawi, that's like completely shit if the enemy just drafts right. I think that's gotta be worth something, man.
Yeah, true. All right, and Algren, time for your turn to be the tiebreaker here.
So I'm gonna check quickly on that fact if they did ban Alawi yesterday, and you're actually right. They did ban Alawi at least one game. No, actually, 2 games they banned it, and I think he had a really good showing regardless. So I'm willing to agree with going for GOATs because
my god,
I think this guy, just purely from what he does for the SLE and to be able to perform so well this weekend against Gucci, he maybe has like the perfect day for this to go through, because I would have otherwise never gone past good. But he smacked Gucci this weekend, so honestly, just give it to the man. I think it's just a testament to his contribution to the SLE, anyways.
Oh, Mikus, this is a timeline that we never imagined.
This is the highest Linus has ever been in an Gucci's.
Imagine this timeline. Linus has just 2-0'd us, and on our own podcast, he has managed to get himself on the GOAT tier of the tier list.
Linus, I did it. Send paper.
All right.
But quick question for KAYZMAYZ here. Who is better, Linus on Ilawi or you on Sion?
Nah, I would win. I would win.
I want to see that. We'll broadcast a 1v1 one day. Let's see that. And we'll get
that would be fucking funny.
That would be pretty funny.
I would be down.
But yeah, the next one on the board is one of our own. It is going to be Ruzu of Gucci Yin.
I can start with that. That means an instant GOAT.
Instant GOAT. Yeah. Mikus, anything to say on Ruzu?
Well, he's a great player. I do believe that at his best, I think he's one of the best top laners in SLE history. But he just lacks a little bit of consistency, and that's something I think we saw yesterday as well. I think he had an off day there, and yeah, it's just something that I really want him to perform on the same level that I know that he can perform on. So yeah, what do you think, Mr. Mage?
For me, I think he has to go in good from like what I've seen. Of course, you guys know him better than I do, but I mean, one of the games he played he was swapped to mid lane. I mean, which is good. It's a sign that he's flexible and can adapt to different situations. But I don't know, for a top lane tier list, it's not saying that much if you're playing mid lane. And the other 2 games against Linus, I think both of the matchups were not great for him, so he couldn't really show the potential he has. So I think for me it can't be better than good. But I also heard a lot of good things about him in general. So
I can elaborate a bit. Then, like, I think, yeah, obviously yesterday it was rough, but I think it's like not just the top lane thing; it was like a team thing. But I think this guy plays almost every top laner. I think he plays. It's actually kind of crazy. He has an insane champion pool, and I think he can bring so much to a team. And I think last split as well, I remember moments where, like, I think it was on Atox where he just single-handedly brought his team back from kind of in a losing situation. He just brings solo carry potential, I think. So yeah, maybe there's sometimes a bit of a consistency issue, but like, he always pushes the limits, and I think it takes a good top laner to punish him.
Yeah. All right. So where are we putting him? Good or GOAT?
I say GOAT.
GOAT? Okay, there's one for GOAT. Mikus, what do you think? What's your vote?
I mean, he's a cheap player. Goes to GOAT instantly.
Okay, I like it. 0-2, baby. Instant GOAT. I love that. All right. And, well, we move on to the first rookie that we're going to talk about. It is Vitagen Diamonds Benjamin. Any thoughts?
Benjamin.
Yeah, KAYZMAYZ. I mean, he's a new guy. I don't think a lot of people know about him, but maybe you have something to say.
From what I've seen, he's a wholesome tank player, or at least I'm now in the SLE. I think in solo queue he plays more aggressive stuff. But it's like, of course, the teams had to change like a little bit around with the elo cap and stuff. Benjamin is I don't think you should reduce players to the elo, but I think he's plat 4. If I'm right.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah.
How much is that?
It's like, it's hard for him. I think he plays he plays really good for his elo. He's getting put on tanks. He's not going too far behind. But I don't think it's enough for good. I would put him in average, maybe.
Okay. Algren, go for it.
I wanted to say I kind of fully agree. I think this is probably one of the potentially bleaker players on that roster, and it's so that they can make space for Shipex, and I think that's why he's gonna default to being a tank player this split for this team. And I think if he can just hold on, it's great, and he'll be fine for this team. But I don't really expect insane performances against some of the other top laners that we have in this league. But I think at the same time that's kind of fine for this team. So for me, he kind of just goes in the average, which I think is kind of good considering that he is right now a platinum player.
Yeah, and he is going in average, as two people have said. But make us any final thoughts.
I like the kit. I think he's doing what his team needs him to do. He has a lot of stars in his team, so yeah. But he has a lot of potential. I always think that solo queue is a bit overrated way to rate players in a competitive setting. So this guy is 4-0 right now in SLE, right? I think they have won all 4 of their games.
No,
so...
they dropped one.
Okay, then 3-1. But still, that's pretty good result. And so far his rookie season has been solid.
Yeah, super hyped. And we move now to the top laner of Ragnarok. It's Squirrel returning for his second split. Algren, you played against him last split, so maybe you can... Well, I don't know.
I never actually faced Ragnarok. I think that's a team that we never really faced, but yeah, Ragnarok's like a weird team because they did make playoffs when they were a really low, like rated team. So I guess ranked for this team is definitely not the right metric to use. And they had a decent standing at the end of the split as well. So I find it hard to rate these players, but so far I think they didn't have the best start this split. I don't think they had the hardest matchups, and their record right now is not looking too good. So for me, I'm leaning towards average, but potentially even Black Lotus tier.
Oh, that is rough.
I disagree. I think this guy is actually very good. Will is a very good player, and I think we must put him at least average or good. What do you think, KAYZMAYZ?
I also had written down to him that I would put him like to average, maybe. I think he didn't look that great. I think he had a matchup against Shroklo, I think his name.
Yes.
And he played pretty well. He got his advantages, and I think it's I thought I'm getting ahead of myself, but I would put Shroklo lower than him just because of the one-on-one comparison. So I would put him in average.
Okay, so Squirrel gonna find himself in the average tier, and I agree. I know I said I wouldn't input, but that Fiora ult that he did last split, Jesus, that was mad.
He was the Fiora guy.
That's the Fiora guy.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that was crazy. And well, I think that leads on. You mentioned his name, Shroklo. We'll just do a quick rating for him. Infernal Wolves top laner. Where's he going?
I know that they defeated at least one game of Yang, I believe it was.
Yep.
Honestly, like, I don't know. I would probably put him in average as well.
Okay. Yeah. New player,
Any
maybe.
counter arguments?
Yeah, Mikus, you sounded like you had something to say.
No, nothing to say. I agree. Average.
Yeah, average does seem like
I think you could also make a point for Black Lotus, but
Oh,
it's average should be fine. Average should be fine.
average will be fine. And let's go to someone who I know nothing about. It is DG's Shy City. DG, the team of Lurgs. I'll get one opinion on this as he is a rookie, so I don't imagine we will have too much to say, but what's our thoughts on Shy City?
Any takers?
Shy City is just from the stats alone and in general, he's a crazy good on player.
Oh, okay.
And his performance against Michi D or Memnon, as he's now named, he went like 11-1 on Cassante.
Oh wow!
Damn. I would at least go. I think I would say he can beat my Scion actually.
Oh shit!
I would say
he
can.
He hasn't done it yet. He hasn't done it yet.
He hasn't done it yet, but I think he could.
Whoa. Oh my god. Of all the names I'm seeing on my screen right now, Shy City getting the first can beat KAYZMAYZ Scion is a bit crazy. But your viewers want Dutch to be the guest for Jungle Tier List podcast. Say less. Book that in for next week. Yeah, okay. Well, Shy City, congratulations. You're the first can beat KAYZMAYZ Scion.
Damn.
Just because
That's going to be a hyped match.
yeah, I can't wait to see that. The next one, it's going to be we in the top lane for as DOG something Flame.
Okay. Their tag is Flame. Dog, so I'm just going to instantly say it, put it in the doo-doo. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. No, that feels wrong. Does anyone know anything about this guy?
Yeah, he's not very highly ranked. I don't think Crimson is doing really well. I think it's, yeah.
He plays like bruiser champions like Darius, Aatrox Mod, Orgat, something like that, right?
Yeah.
I think he's not that high rank. I don't know a lot about him.
Let's go Black Lotus. I feel like the worst is it's
I wouldn't put him in the worst.
No.
I don't know why I put him higher.
Okay, wait.
Actually, but I don't think he's that bad, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, no, I will correct myself. They beat Primordials, and he didn't int. You're right. It's not. It's not. You're right. No. I correct myself.
Okay. And well, let's now move on to someone with a wealth of SLE and Manta Cup experience. It's Gucci Yag's Los Moderato. Now, he had a rough start to the SLE. I think even though they won a game against Infernal Wolves, he individually did not perform very well. But he is a good player. We all know that. KAYZMAYZ, talk to me about Los Moderato.
I think he can be a really good player. I think he plays better on like on playmakers. In my opinion, I think you should know better on what he's good or not. But I always had the opinion that like if he's not like kind of bored when playing, you know, he just plays better, of course. And of course he didn't have the best performance at the start of the split. He also didn't have like that good matchups in the games that he played, I think.
Yep.
But I would put it in good, even if I know he has potential.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. So we played against you in the Manta Cup.
Yeah.
And 007 here, to add some context, beat you on your Scion with a Yone going 0-7-0. Does that not put him in the can beat KAYZMAYZ Scion tier?
I mean, sure, if you really want to force it, but
he factually defeated you.
2 times, actually, 2 times.
Actually, I got one time he actually stomped me on his yawn against my son. So he can feel. I would put him in good. Okay, it's fine.
Just for context, viewers on your screen, absolute banger performance. the 0-7-0 victory against KAYZMAYZ. Wait, technically, we have to put him in can beat KAYZMAYZ Sion because he.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
We did that for Shy City.
Yeah, I mean that was an
Like,
absolute.
he hasn't even beaten him, and we're
That,
putting him
that
in
was
the
a
tier.
crazy shout. But hey, that is a tier that KAYZMAYZ can only really decide. So if KAYZMAYZ says good, then we can't put him in can beat KAYZMAYZ Sion. So are we okay with Lost Moderator in good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Lost Moderator in good.
I'm sorry, Chris. I made a shot for it, but
yeah. Well, I'm sure once he racks up momentum, he will start performing well. And we now move to a player where I've never heard in my life. It's HTM Power for Grubbers.
HTM Power. Is it like HM or like TM? TM, Hidden Power, like a Pokemon reference.
Oh,
Is that it?
I don't know.
right.
It sounds like honestly, it sounds like a net internet service provider.
Oh. Yeah, kind of.
Do you know anything about this player?
Not a lot. Their current performances in SLE have not been too inspiring. They are 0-4, so yeah, he has not been necessarily able to do anything about those games as well. So I think it's between two of those bottom tiers here.
Yeah, let's put him in Black Lotus for now because I feel like worst is a special spot reserved for one person. And
okay.
Well,
Actually,
I don't know. Yeah, what were you saying?
I have a point to make for ATM Power.
Yeah.
He had a really good Zac game against Snack Pack, okay? He went like 6-4 or something. I mean, they still lost. But I think he's not... Maybe he gets a little bit inted by his team, maybe?
Oh.
I think he's not... I mean, I don't want to accuse anyone of anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to start drama, but...
Team, yeah. Enemy top laners blaming the jungler. Oh, gosh.
I think you could make a point for at least average for him.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard two unfortunate KAYZMAYZ. You're a bit outnumbered on the average shout-outs here.
Man.
So he's going to have to sit
I think BLE is fine. It's just weird.
Yeah, okay. I take it.
And, well, funny, Algren, you mentioned that because let's talk about the actual BLE top laner. It's, they recently announced a new addition. It is Noir. I don't know anything about this guy. KAYZMAYZ, he is part of the Sanctuary community, so maybe you have something to say.
He only recently joined, so I actually don't really know shit about him.
Well, let's work him in Black Lotus.
He plays like Aatrox and Cassandra.
Yeah.
It's like, but like everybody plays Aatrox and Cassandra, man. I swear half of the top laners in this split just can play Aatrox and Cassandra. It's like
yeah,
it just kind of gets drowned in the ocean of players.
Yeah, and
he played against Slim Odds there, and I think it was kind of a rough game. And just not really respecting, I think, as I watched on stream, not really respecting Eternal Power. So I think BLE is a fair.
Yeah, I mean,
position.
He is also
Sure.
Where he came home where he belongs.
Yeah, indeed. And the next one, a SLE veteran, but not necessarily the most notable one. It is going to be Sleone from Primordials. Mikus, you are a fan of Primordials. I am too. But yeah, talk to me about Sleone and where you would rate him.
I feel like he's one of the players whose kind of placement on this tier list is like falling every single season. See, the main problem with Primordials is that I don't think they have won a single SLE game on a Rift in like how many 8-9 months. They are on something like a 0-20 losing streak.
Oh gosh.
And Sloan hasn't been able to be a shining light or anything like that for that team, and has been a part of those defeats. So it's hard for me to rate him anywhere higher than bottom 2 tiers as well.
Oh, but is this the first worst KAYZMAYZ? I'll leave it to you to call this one.
I can't decide, man.
Algren?
The only the thing that I have most in mind about this player is like after Linus won against the team, he was like, oh yeah, I played against them and they like I didn't know who was top playing because they're doing the Chiku thing with the on support, and he was like forced into a bad matchup, and then like they always sent like 3 people to dive him or something. And then he had like 7 games in the game, but he said like, oh yeah, but he's just not good and stuff. So
Oh, someone's shouting out in the chat. I think Slayon XD is better than everyone in the B Elite here. Ooh.
oh,
Yeah,
Algren,
maybe he could be at the top.
Algren,
at least.
he beat the dog top laner, so we in the top lane, but his KDA was not very impactful. I think he had a 0-2-2 Gale game in a win. So if we're not putting him worse, then I don't know who.
Oh,
I think he has a nutty Singed than Camille. I do lean towards Black Lotus though.
yeah,
I think this guy has a lot of experience in SLE as well. So let's show some respect for our elders.
Yeah, let's show. Okay, now we're gonna move over to someone who played last split. Role swapping from mid lane. It's General Demo for Silver Phoenix. Algren, you can start.
General DMO. I felt like Silver Phoenix was like a middle of the pack team last split, and I haven't really changed in my opinion here. So for me, I think this is just one of the average players. Yeah, not really much to say about it personally.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, KAYZMAYZ?
Actually, as I wrote down my notes for like the players for the tier list, I wrote down I don't even know if he really means top lane, and yeah, that explains it. It was mid lane and last split. I didn't even remember. I think he's just kind of solid. I think his champion pool kind of reflects drop for mid lane. Kind of plays the cannon and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's average, I would say.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
Anything to say?
Nothing to add here.
Okay. Average for General Demo. And then we move to a fellow Asian for me. It is Tenno from Solaris Eris. All right. KAYZMAYZ, you can start this one.
Let this guy play Singed, man. Please.
Oh, yeah, he is a
Please, I want to see the Singed.
He is a Singed player.
Okay, but jokes aside, like he lost the game against Benjamin. I think that's kind of rough. I think in theory he could like be low in the good tier or like high in the average tier. I mean, also the matchup against Benjamin is fucked. He was like Pantheon against Volibear, and you don't win that matchup against as Pantheon.
Yeah,
it's straight up impossible.
Yeah,
so I'm split against versus good versus average, I would say.
Yeah, well, Algren, we talked about how Solaris Eris actually had a really good start to the split, so maybe you can add some input into Tenno's rating.
I think Solaris is not that bad of a team. I think they have a good shot this split, but I don't think that it's the top laner is going to make massive difference there. So for me, he's kind of average. But, you know, when the longer the split goes, he probably has a potential to go into good. But for me, he's kind of average.
Okay. Good shot at what? Getting out of round 1 in playoffs?
Whoa!
Oh
my god, Mikus. He's crazy.
You said it.
I
Not
can't
me.
believe he's just come out with that. Anyway, we'll move on to an SLE veteran and someone who has actually a first place medal in the regular split. Snakepack Cybertob and KAYZMAYZ. I'm going to throw straight over to you for Cybertob.
Okay, if he plays Gnar, he's a goat, man. He's a goat.
Really good now.
But the thing is, how does he perform if he does not have Gnar? I think in my experience this split when I played against him, he played a really solid on. He played against my Sion and he just played safe, didn't fall behind in CS and stuff. I mean the whole map was burning, so it didn't give him anything, but I think he was just really solid also on other champions other than his Gnar. So I would put him at least in good, maybe in gold if we're being generous with like OTP stuff, because I think if you're only having like a few good champions that are making you like the greatest of all time and they're just getting banned out, it's not more worth that much, I think.
Yeah. No,
so I would be torn between goat and good.
Yeah, that's fair. And Mikus, you know a lot about Cybertob, so maybe you can insight this one for us.
I absolutely agree with the take on the Gnar. I think his Gnar is like very, very good, like top tier. I think, but yeah, I think if you can be nerfed in a draft as hard as that, I think you can't necessarily qualify for the GOAT tier. So I'm leaning towards good rather than is good. But I really like this player, and I really like Cybertop as a person as well. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah, that is awesome.
For
And,
sure, for sure.
Yeah. Very good. Great to see his performances in the SLE. And, well, we're going to move over to a SLA powerhouse now, because, Algren, we're going to look at Vitagen Pearl's Ant, the Master Tier top laner. Talk to me about Ant and where we are putting him in this tier list.
I think it's a very easy call to say GOAT.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Ant?
I mean, I haven't faced, I think, that iteration of Vitagen. I don't think I had the privilege to play against them last split, but they were always a really strong team, and it's really annoying. Again, the same argument for Ruzu with a flexible champion pool. I think you can make the same argument for Ant. But although I do think that sometimes it might be a bit his own demise. I think some of the Iron tops were not as good as as he would have liked it, but I think he's very solid all around, really good fundamental top lane player, and I think also other top laners have a high opinion on him. But for that, I should maybe look at KAYZMAYZ.
Yeah, KAYZMAYZ. Talk to me about Ant. Oh, is it gonna happen?
Yeah, I have to put him in can beat KAYZMAYZ.
Oh, we got
He's it was just not that long ago that he like beat me with Briar top lane. So it's a fuck metal. You can't do anything aside against Briar. So at some point she just heals all the damage you do.
Yeah, and
and
well, oh sorry, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah, like we already said, he has a champion ocean. He plays even the stuff that shouldn't be played in top lane. He plays top lane.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love him.
I actually forgot to ask, but do you think Ruzu can beat your Sion? Because that's the one guy in the GOAT tier that we
Ruzu?
In that sense. I don't know if he has, but
I mean he got beaten by Linus, right? And I'm better than Linus, so I should be better than him.
Okay.
That's a decent argument. I feel bad for my boy, but yeah, we move well, pretty cool to talk about.
Sorry, Ruzu, I tried.
Yeah, sorry, bro. Not your day. But yeah, let's talk about a Sorby Esports Funkle, and I think they've had a decent showing in the SLE already.
I'm not sure if they actually have.
Oh,
but I'll quickly check if anybody else wants to start off.
Yeah. KAYZMAYZ, anything on this boy?
I think he just played 2 times Kled and 2 times Olaf.
Yeah.
I think he had a really decent game against Shorty's Cassandra, and I think that Shorty is pretty good.
Yeah.
In other points I have put him in my notes on like average, but you could also make a good point to put him in good, actually.
Okay.
The game they won was against we in the top lane against Dog Crimson, and yeah, I don't think he's that strong right now. So honestly, I don't think you can go higher than average right now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So now, yeah, average. It doesn't. I should have made a bigger asset. We'll put him in there. We'll shove him in there for now.
He's hiding.
He's hiding. Let me adjust all of this as we go to the next player. You mentioned his name. Let's go through Assassin's. I like to call them Assassin's Creed, so I'm going to keep doing that. It is Shorty123, and he got Team of the Week. KAYZMAYZ, talk to me about Shorty.
Like I already said before, like. I think that guy is actually pretty good. He has like a good champion pool. He plays at many of the good bruisers. He plays Orgard, Aatrox, Renekton, Cassandra. He's just really solid. Plays all the good champions that are in the meta right now. You could put him in GOAT, I think.
Whoa!
You could also make a point for just good. Yeah. But I really like that guy. He's also just really friendly.
Oh,
I like him.
That's nice. Algren, talk to me about Shorty.
I think the teams that they beat right now are not the most impressive ones just yet. I think they beat Silver Phoenix. I don't remember the other team, but I did think that he looked pretty good. I don't know if it's worth going for GOAT immediately. I don't think I've
That's
seen
fair.
enough for
That's
that.
fair.
So I think good is a fair shout out. But I don't know what Mikas thinks. Maybe he disagrees.
I was not a believer of this Assassins and Greed team, but during first week they have started at least to prove me absolutely wrong, and maybe they are one of the SLE favorites. And this yeah, he's an absolute rock for that team as well. So I agree, he's a good player.
Yeah, fantastic, and it's great to see him in the good tier. And congratulations on your team of the week, and someone who was involved in the absolute, fucking destruction of Gucci Yang yesterday, Ruben for Devilian Infinity. Mikas, we watched this game together. This guy was playing Aatrox. I can't remember what he played in the first game, but yeah,
Renekton,
yeah, Renekton. Where are we putting Ruben?
Yeah, he looked actually great, especially in game one on the Renekton pick. In game two, he had a couple of misplays with the Aatrox against the Renekton, but it's not necessarily an easy matchup from what I know about top lane matchups. So yeah, I think he's gonna rank next to Los Mordereto in the good tier, because I think he has shown himself to be a good player so far in SLE. How about you guys?
I think I have to agree. I think given how he played yesterday against Los Muertos, if you want to put Los Muertos there, I think it's fair to put him next to him. I did think he didn't have the best showing against Ragnarok. And but yeah, you guys think that Squiggle is at least average, and he did. They went 1-1 against him. So yeah, I think we can give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think he might be a consistent performer for that team.
Yeah.
Actually, he plays a lot of Pantheon and solo queue, and I would say he maybe would have potential for GOAT if we would know how good his Pantheon really is in competitive play.
Oh wow. Okay.
If it's like a secret weapon or something that they want to bust out at some point.
Yeah. So he slots himself into the good tier for now, which is a fantastic placing considering he's a rookie. And the next one we're going to talk about is a very high-rated player, and I know Sench thinks that this guy is insane, so it's going to be Slim Odds' Banner X. Algren, you can kick this one off.
Like I know that Sinch is high on this guy, but I'm not fully convinced that to rate him that highly. I think he plays very much for himself in a way, and at the same time, it also feels like maybe his team is holding him back a bit, because I do think that he creates a lot of space for that team. But I don't know if it's like really fair to rate him that highly. So he was for Slim Odds, right? Because I'm actually looking. Could it be that he didn't play on Saturday?
He didn't play recent games, but he played a lot last play. I mean, he played every game last play.
Yeah. Then on Sunday, I did see him play the Trundle, but it's just I've seen some Trundle in Flex, and it's just that champ is just disgusting. So I don't know if it's like fair to say you played that game really well, or yeah, you found the right click button and you killed people. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's definitely he's at least a good player. Like I don't know. Sure, I don't think we could go for GOAT.
I actually have heard also Linus talk a lot about that guy, that he thinks he's really good. I personally don't know enough about him. He could be good, but at least he's good.
Yep.
At the very least.
I think good is fair, because I think that the reason top laners might not want to face him is because he plays the champions that are really good in 1v1, but I think at the same time that might also be a problem for your composition in draft. Potentially. I also remember playing against him, and he was kind of 1v9ing, but at the same time couldn't quite clutch it. And then I think in my game last split against him, so it's just he just can't quite do it yet. So it's just maybe it's a team, and we're completely wrong, and you are the GOAT. But right now I'm not fully bought in.
Yeah, well, fair enough. We're gonna sit in good, and we'll see how he improves. And the next one is gonna be Timu from Link's Dream, the Revel Links product of the SLE. And KAYZMAYZ, I think you've played against this guy already.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What? And he did he did solo kill me.
Oh.
Oh,
He did
where
do
you
it.
Whoa. Hey, yo, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I mean,
Listen,
we could meme it.
if he solo killed you in a recent SLE game, I only think there's one answer. Any disputes?
Okay, but it's not the full story, okay? He went down like 80 CS or something. I mean, fuck it. Put him in the can with
Oh my god, that is crazy. That is absolute madness. I can't believe. One solo queue was all it took. It doesn't matter what you did in the rest of the game. You killed KAYZMAYZ once and you find yourself at the top of our tier list. But yeah, now let's go to the next player. It is Peach, Fish, Wolf, Shy, and I don't know if you remember Mikus, but this guy was part of the Gucci tryouts. He was a former teammate of Sench. Where do you think this guy sits?
Well, everybody is saying that this guy gets yellow held by his team, and he's actually like super good player. I haven't seen him shine just yet in SLE. I think he had a pretty difficult time against an SLE staple Ant, and for now, I think he will prove us wrong over the season. But I think he starts it off somewhere in good to average. I don't know, probably good rather. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Any other thoughts, Algren? You got to add to that?
Wait, is he has like another in-game name, right? No longer human? Is he dead?
It should be.
Yeah, it's no longer human.
Yeah, no longer human.
He had a really good Yon game against Vitagen Diamond. They still lost. And he was at the end of the game like 5-5, but he started like at 3-0 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fit him in.
Yeah, but against the Twisted Fate top lane, like, isn't that like the best Yon matchup in top ever?
It's one of the better ones, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So average good for Shy.
I think average is fair.
Average?
Yeah, probably average. Yeah.
Sits in the average. I think some of our
we were too modest with
some of our friends are gonna see that and be like, "Are you guys dumb?
Are you crazy?
Are you crazy?" But yeah,
can I make another argument for Hacks, by the way? Because like he kind of stomped Timu. And he's in good tier. That kind of sits not well with me.
Wait. Okay,
Hacks needs to be in goat. I don't know.
We're revisiting God of Hacks. KAYZMAYZ. This is the defining factor with it. God of Hacks goes up or stays where he is. Do you believe God of Hacks can beat you?
Can he beat me? I mean, he's cheating. He's playing range top lane.
Oh, so
I guess.
You guess, but it's not really like him. Okay.
Yeah.
But you guessed for dangerous games top laner as well.
I know. It's mad. It's mad. I love it. I'm all here for it. I love KAYZMAYZ. What a guess. All right, and well, I mean, unfortunately for Hacks, you stay put because KAYZMAYZ doesn't believe you.
Sorry, I tried, Hacks.
Yeah, you tried. And we move to our final one, and what I would say is one of the veterans of the SLE, Shaka Bamtu's Memnon, and he is formerly known as Mishi Darko. Mikus, you've had polarizing opinions of this player throughout his SLE career. Talk to me about Memnon and where you are going to put him.
Well, I know this guy since season 2, where I was actually playing some games with him. My SLE debut was with this guy. My SLE debut wasn't even with Gucci. It was with CCG Lethal Rampage, and I was like subbing in for that team. And Mishi D or Memnon right now was playing top lane for that squad, and back then he was GP and NAR expert. On those two champions, I feel like his level was top tier, like high diamond level or even masters. And on any other champion, guy was trash. Not gonna lie, he was terrible on all other champions. But over these, he has stepped every single season. I think he has grown every single season, and this is the best version we have seen of him. And I think he's, for me, gonna be between the good and GOAT. But yeah, an SLE veteran, huge name by now, Mishidi. KAYZMAYZ, you have played against him multiple times.
Sorry. Yeah. KAYZMAYZ, go.
That guy has like already said, he used to be good on only a few. I think he has a huge champion pool by this point. Like he has for split pushing, he can play Fiora, he can play Camille, he can play Gwen. He also has good teamfight champions. We've seen the Gnar in the games that got streamed. His rage management was so good. He landed huge ultimates for his team. He also has, like you said, he has the GP. He can play just to scale and to play late game team fights. He can also play tank champions. I think he plays Malphite, like decently at least. I think also quite good, which is also a huge team fight champion. And I would actually say he could probably beat me just because of his champion pool.
Oh shit!
Fiora, if he has a good enough Fiora, he can absolutely beat me. I think it's a skill matchup of Sign, but you can do it if you're good enough.
Wait, you don't.
Camille is good against me. Gwen is good against me. Gnar is good against me. If you have a little bit of patience, GP is also good against Sign. Wow. Most people don't have the patience, but you can do it. So I'm saying he has a good shot at beating me.
Okay, but you don't sound sure, so I'm not gonna put him in there because you don't sound sure. Algren, I'll throw you for the final vote where we put him.
I think what you do with this one is you click on this image and you copy it 3 more times and you put him in the 4 top tiers, because I think this guy on a different day has a different performance. So he can beat the Sign, but he can also just be that average top laner.
True, he does have his moments, but and now we gotta choose one tier. Come on, where are we putting Mishi D?
I mean, just for the longevity, for the storyline, I guess you have to put him in GOAT then, no?
Okay. In the
good enough. Good enough.
Yeah. Wow. Fantastic. And that was all in time. That was amazing. So that is our official top lane tier list. I'm looking at some of the placings and I'm absolutely flabbergasted at how this has happened. Our top 3 top laners are Shy City and TV. But guys, as I said, the worst tier is reserved for one player, and I'm gonna go through the table here. You all have to gonna nominate one person from that Black Lotus tier to be demoted into that worst tier. I know we're all about positivity, but we lost yesterday, so time to flame someone. And who is it gonna be? KAYZMAYZ, who's your vote for the worst top laner?
I actually thought we had one more player, like the old player for Black Lotus. I wanted to put him there, but I guess I'll have to put. Now you can't put Noir down. Here's a Black Lotus player. God damn it. Probably slower next year. I'll have to do it, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, what about you, Mikus? What's your vote?
Do we have to put one player in the war?
Yep.
No. I don't even think that any of these. I think this stack of 4 can be split apart. But
do it.
Please.
Okay. First guy has like name top lane in his name, so he can't be that bad at top lane, right? Then comes Neuer. Is like he's from Black Lotus, so he has to be in Black Lotus tier. Sloan,
if he's under the Black Lotus tier, not gonna lie.
That would be just brutal. Yeah, Sloan, a lot of experience. We have even faced him in playoffs. He has always been good. He has had to hold his own even against players like Captain, and so I don't want to put him in the worst.
That's fair.
So the grubby is top laner. I think if I have to select one, then he has to go down.
Well, now Algren, you seem to.
My vote is very simple. We in the top lane beat Sloan, so Sloan goes down.
Oh, and there we go.
No, I voted him to us.
He's one of my favorites. No. Well, unfortunately, Sloan, Tier lists are harsh. Now, I want to clarify for everyone watching, this isn't personal. This is strictly opinion. We obviously don't think these are the 3 best top laners in the SLE. And I think the good thing about top lane this split is, come on, guys, how stacked is this role in Split 6? So yeah, it's super stacked. And any final thoughts from my panelists here?
Yeah,
I stand by what I said.
I think in general the gap between the different top lane players is much smaller than in the last split, and I'm really excited about playing against many of these guys. So yeah, hope it's gonna be fun.
Awesome. Yeah, Algren, final thoughts.
Yeah, no, I already said it. But yeah, no, it's obviously for meme purposes at the same time. I think, yeah, you got to draw the line somewhere, and unfortunately, there's only one person in the worst tier. But yeah, so be it. And I'm actually excited to see that Shy City matchup. I think that's going to be a banger versus KAYZMAYZ.
Yeah,
I agree with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
I agree with some of the opinions in the chat. Actually, looking at this list of names. Top lane feels so stacked this season. I absolutely agree with that. And yeah, even knowing more about these players than I did before today. For example, that Assassins and Greed top laner used to play for UB Tenacity, and that's a team that we in with Gucci actually have faced in the Monte Cup as well. So yeah, that even gives me more respect to some of these players. And I don't think Sloun's being last year represents him being bad. It's just more like the talent pool this season is so stacked that he kind of just gets squeezed into that.
Yeah, well, that is a very good tier list, and that is all done. Thank you so much, KAYZMAYZ, for coming on and joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was really fun.
Super fun to talk to you. As yeah, Algren, now I'm gonna hand over the moderator role back to you as we will start to close out this podcast.
Thank you very much, Sovonix. That was a lot of fun. Maybe a little long, but I hope everybody out there had at least a good laugh going through these teams, and nobody's too offended. As long as they're not too offended, I'm fine with it. But yeah, thank you all for joining. That was going to be it for our second episode of the podcast, the definitely unbiased podcast of Gucci and Storyline Talent. And special thanks to KAYZMAYZ for joining us this week. You were a fantastic host, a fantastic guest, I should say. And I had some fantastic co-hosts here again. And also a special thanks to Sovonix for doing so much prep on these assets. It's actually great. It looks so fantastic on stream. But yeah, for next week, we will be looking to do a jungle tier list. And I've seen some chat suggestions for guests.
Yeah.
And we will get that rolling probably around the same time again. And then I guess we will see you next week.
Yeah, we will. Thank you all, and goodbye.
Cheers.
Bye.